Arkham is a city name invented by Lovecraft. Yeah. It uses a lot of real life place names as basis, also locations, but can change them around. Each patent requires a blueprint. Blueprints belong to one of three fields: chemistry, engineering, and gunsmithing. Each new patent unlocks additional development opportunities. Each patent enables you to order new items from the nearby workshop. Chemistry allows you to create different usable items for healing and improved performance. Engineering provides passive upgrades and throwable items that deteriorate enemy performance. Gunsmithing enables you to construct powerful weapons. Solomon chose to focus on gunsmithery. Solomon had yet to research gunsmithing. He hoped his first breakthrough would yield patents for the Protector ring revolver and revolver rifle. The Protector was an easily concealed miniature revolver. Revolver rifle could be reloaded quickly. The Solomon invented and patented the Protector ring revolver and the revolving rifle. Not just big cards that boost and lower stats. The thing that I would like to be developed more in Arkham Horror is alternative worlds and realities. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, you do have the whole dream world part, iHazardous. But I would love to see a bit more in that as well. Hey, fan of Demon. Let's see, do we have assorted parts? Shaman pipe, tobacco, cash, blueprint. Jack of clubs. It's actually this guy in this one, the Dodge. The Black Joker. We haven't had this one before. It's 2 movement, 4 sight, and 5 aim, with +4 movement from that. He's gonna run like hell. There's a Dreamer character as well, if I remember. Look something. Yeah, there's the Dreamer dude. He's actually really awesome. Really powerful character. People later I need to take a warm shower before my blood freezes over. Good luck with that night. I'm gonna be streaming at least 4 hours or so more. So 10 of spades. We also got the King of Spades, which is the barrage. Let's give that to you. Golden Bullet, Ricochet, and Barrage. Yeah, that sounds good. Dodge. And nothing. Good spellcaster, yeah. It's a really nice game as well because there's a lot of different characters, especially with all the expansions that you can play with, and all of them are a bit different from each other, special abilities and all that. And then you can you can really build the characters the way you want. You make me want to play it now, iHazardous. Ooh, look at that. That's the research thing in this one. I actually like that all these chapters have these different mechanics. Like the previous one had the manpower and the supplies and that. This one has the research thing. The other one had the mining rights and something else. So it's kind of fun system they are doing on this. Solomon entered the workshop. It was an utter mess. He spent the rest of the day restoring the tools to an operational state so he could begin building prototypes for new patents. The raw material stocks were empty, and the only way to restock them was through the Pony Express. That meant that each prototype would come at a cost. Solomon ordered parts via the Pony Express to craft an item. Ooh, revolver rifle. Medium range, 3 damage, 6 ammo. I don't want either of those, to be honest. Let's take one of these.
Truman Cliff's notes suggested the natives knew what caused the madness. Delir decided to pay them a visit and try to find out what they knew.
I mean, we have better rifles and pistols than the one we just made. Okay, let's do some research. I'm gonna do one more gunsmithery. Made his first breakthrough in gunsmithing. He had a bunch of the next would what? He had a hunch the next would yield a patent for a harmonica gun. It was a pistol with revolutionary clip that allowed quick reloading. He invented the harmonica gun. Let's go check what the harmonica gun is. Extremely fast reload times. I wonder if this doesn't have any reload time at all. Free reloading. Yeah, that is true, iHazardous. That's why I would like to see a Lovecraft game in a same system, because you can have the different characters approach the main storyline from different angles. Like you could have investigators, and you could have mad scientists and mad artists and all kinds of different things to kind of tell different stories that would tie into the main mystery of the game. There's a game a bit like that, Fury of Dragula. Much more simple but great too. Huh. Let's buy one. I'm gonna try this gun. Actually not, because I don't have money. Let's see the Fate Trader. Someone encountered a toothless dwarf, who seemed to have gone completely mad. The merchant kept asking him whether he wanted to buy scraps of Fate. Despite his appearance, he had a few genuinely remarkable items for sale. Ooh, that is a remarkable item to sell. A holy musket. Ah! I'm not a mad scientist. Irritated lab worker. Nice, Sargoret. Yes, iHazardous. Time to run a Kickstarter? So, Knight was asking what the stars are in the chapter thing, but they unlock weapons, which you can buy from the Fate Trader in any chapter. So we unlocked the Ivory Flintlock pistol and the Holy Musket, and I think the Shotgun Revolver as well, in the previous chapter. So we can now actually buy them from this guy. If I sell everything I can buy it, but I need more money. Let's see the gunsmith here. Death's Embrace gunsmith. Arno. Arno is a Finnish first name. Arno M. Scharinger was intelligent but paranoid, yet despite his quirks, he impressed the Pinkertons with his experience. We saw Pinkerton somewhere else already. So there is hazards. I've missed out on unlocking lots of those in the other chapters. Let's trade. Assorted parts. I like this rifle a lot. There's another blueprint here we can buy. Should probably buy that. Let's see what... I'm gonna keep going for the gun line. Actually, I think Pinkerton agents were, if I have understood it right, sort of uncover plot. I don't know, but we did see Pinkerton in the chapter where we sacrificed the guy to the... There was a grave of Pinkerton, that's the one. But I think in this chapter there is 3 unlocks for those stars, and I think they are tied to these. So when you max these, you get some awesome unlock for next chapters as well. Made his second breakthrough in gunsmithing. Wondered if the next would allow him to patent the chain rifle and the duckfoot pistol. Chain rifles had great capacity. Duckfoot was a powerful pistol design. That would actually encourage playing through this chapter multiple times. Chain rifle. Nothing beats chain ammunition when you just want to keep shooting. And the duckfoot pistol, look at that. No ricochets, aiming minus 10%. That's a really high damage pistol though. When you go next to someone, unleash this, they will die. Let's see, the ruined mansion. Once a majestic home, the ruined mansion now retained only a shadow of its former glory. Solomon knocked to no avail. Nice way to cure plague, invent new guns. I'll just kill everyone so there's no plague anymore. See the inhabited house then. Solomon arrived at a dilapidated cottage inhabited by the Turner family, a strange group that laughed at even the most solemn things. They invited him for a dinner. This is America, that's the answer for everything. So, point a gun at them and order them to hand over their valuables, Sargreth? Is that the way? No, I'm gonna go for a dinner. Dinner with the madman, what could go wrong? One of the Pinkertons accepted their offer, but fell sick afterwards. Later, tormented by a horrible waking nightmare, he perished. Shit, we lost one of the guys. So these guys are Pinkertons. The Solomon confronted the family. They begged for their lives and gave him blueprints signed by Trumercliff. Solomon killed them and took their valuables. Solomon killed the crazy family and took everything of worth. New Pinkerton shortly arrived. The death of his predecessor had a slight but noticeable impact on Solomon's mind. Okay. What? Can be last name or refer to Pinkerton National Detective Agency. Yeah, I think it's the Detective Agency, White Devil. Derailed train. Solomon arrived at the scene of a terrible catastrophe. Inside the crashed train sat a single conscious man, surrounded by bodies. He was covered in blood, but otherwise appeared well. He introduced himself as James Scheffler and assured Solomon that he had once been a doctor. He asked whether Solomon or his companions needed any help. No, let's leave. Clones, I tell you? Yeah, they must be some kind of fun people. Well, let's see the Indian village. Oh hey, there's something actually there. The coast town. The inhabitants of this town had become either so crazy or so terrified that they had left. Seeing suddenly and all at once. Buildings stood abandoned as decay slowly crept in. Solomon wondered whether they had left anything of useful behind. So I think there's some kind of madness mechanic in this one. Since the pink-haired guy died, we got a slight impression of that into our mind. So, how much madness should we do? Well, let's do it. The search yielded several items, including liquor from the secret stash and notebook of Sheriff Turner's deputy, Dead-Eye Dean. Dean wrote that Sheriff Turner was arresting lawful citizens for crimes they didn't commit, and every accusation ended on the gallows. Sheriff Turner had become convinced that every person in his town was criminal. After reading through the notebook, Solomon felt this tainted place had left a mark on his soul. See if there's still anything here. No. Let's go see the Indians then. The natives told him about a comet they had seen shortly before people began going mad. Everyone had twisted dreams that night. The man who lived in the ruined mansion could tell him more, but Solomon would need to give him the password. Jade is the gem of greed. Solomon came to native village. The people here were eccentric but closer to sanity than most. We can sell parts here. I'm gonna do that. The learned eagerly, worried there might come a time when they needed better guns to protect themselves. Solomon happily took their gold. Let's see what they have to trade. Ginseng? 5 defense. Sturdy shoes. Sturdy shoes are actually quite nice. I'm gonna get those. Thank you. You are using a rifle. There we go. I actually have a blueprint, so let's go use that one. More gunsmithery. Made his third gunsmithing breakthrough. He was sure the next would yield a patent for the Mammoth rifle. It would be a version of Elephant precision rifle, but with more stopping power. There we go. Oh, there's one more. 5 per each. Let's see this Mammoth rifle. Oh, it is an elephant rifle. Just an elephant rifle. Don't let M. Persons invent anything. He'll just sell you out. That was the last chapter, Sargerat, where everyone was selling me to everyone. Madness imminent. Solomon felt weak and insecure. His mind was constantly distracted. He was plagued by strange dreams, which enabled him to create a strange new blueprint. Once a Majesty home, the ruined mansion will now return only a shadow of its former glory. Solomon knocked to no avail. He said, "Jade is the gem of greed." At Solomon's words, the door sprang open. Behind it was an elderly man who invited Solomon inside and asked if he would like some refreshments. The inside of the house was also in ruins, and the whole building looked as though it might collapse at any moment. Solomon asked about the madness. You'll get him eventually? Maybe. The elderly man spoke to him about the origin of the madness. He said he remembered the night it had begun. The same night a comet blazed across the sky, and everyone he knew was touched by terrible nightmares. Father Gilmour had organized an asylum in his church to the southwest in an attempt to cure the sickness. Though he was able to gain much insight into the disease and record it in his notes, the madmen turned on him at their first opportunity and tore him apart. At Solomon's words, the door sprang. Same message. Yeah, serious. This is basically XCOM with kinda Lovecraftian lore in Wild West. The Pinkerton agency was hired by the US government to bring in the criminals in the Wild West. Businessmen hired Pinkerton to infiltrate their workers and keep an eye on them, mostly from what I can read, to keep an eye on unions. During the strike in 1892, some 300 Pinkerton detectives was sent to a steel mill to protect it, and the strike breakers that was hired. This resulted in a firefight and siege in which 16 men were killed. And nice White Devil. That's really cool. Let's ask about the nearby lands. The old man spoke at length about the reaction of 3 prominent members of the local community. First he spoke of Drummercliff, an insane genius who wrote secret notes about the comet in an invisible ink on top of the decoy documents. Then he told the story of Sheriff Turner, a wise and just lawman who became paranoid after the comet's arrival. It became his reign of terror, in which he built an army of madmen and criminals who hunted like a pack of ravening wolves. Finally, he spoke of his own son, Alvaro, who went looking for an ancient native city and never returned. Was his first name Alvaro the Masked Man? His surname was Vasquez, but what was the first name? That's Barter. It's his dad? Okay. That explains a lot. Thanks, Peach Lover. Ooh. Here's cursed ammo. I want that. Horseman of the Apocalypse standard issue. Let's research the last gun. Solomon made his 4th gunsmithing breakthrough. He could say with certainty that the 5th would yield patents for the revolver and shotgun revolver. First would have an unmatched clip capacity. The 2nd would offer both large magazine and fast reload time. Yeah, the revolving revolver unlocked at the Fate Traders, so that's a permanent unlock now. Wouldn't surprise me if... Yeah, absolutely Beach Lover. In these tumultuous times, he did not expect to accomplish more in this field. So we have the gunsmithing done. So these do unlock stuff for the Fate Trader. Revolving revolver. Holy hell. 48 ammunition. It worked for bullets. Why not guns? 8 magazines with 6 bullets a piece. Fanning. This man is crazy. He made the shotgun revolver as well. Pharmacy, old camp, trading post, asylum, giant clock. Let's go to the pharmacy first. The cursed ammo remind me of Chaos Warhammer power up. Super one, use bullets with a demon inside it. Nice. Deepkin pharmacy. A middle-aged man with his lips sewn together ran a pharmacy in the middle of nowhere. Though he never spoke a word, he seemed rational and eager to strike a bargain. Sure. That's the time machine. TARDIS parked in there. Is this the cure to the... Yes, this is that one night. We are playing as a scientist who is trying to cure the madness taking over this region. There was a comet in the sky that made everyone crazy in this area. There was 3 persons in here, like key figures. The scientist who went insane, who we are replacing now to finish his work. Then there was a sheriff who became paranoid and made a gang of madmen and criminals and went on a killing spree with them. And then there was one mad guy in his mansion, and his son went out to look for a ancient native city somewhere. Yes, it is nice. No, that's that. You actually missed. We figured out what the unlock thing is. The stars you asked in the campaign screen. You actually unlock items with those stars, or when you unlock you get the star, and that item can be bought from the Fate Trader in any of the chapters now. Like we unlocked the Holy Musket on that previous chapter. We can now buy it in this chapter from the dwarf who somehow seems to be everywhere. So it's like an unlock system that you get stuff for the different chapters. And in this chapter, when you do this research, when you hit the max, like we did on the gun here, we unlocked a new gun in there. So each of these will unlock you a new thing in the Fate Trader for all the chapters. Dose of opium. Nice. And this build doesn't beat sheeps in this game. We actually need to play that game, Peach Lover. The Renown Explorers. There's been an update for it, I think, again. And it's such a good game. I would say that's like one of my favorite games of last year. And it was really surprising. It came like out of nowhere, and it was a really awesome game. Solomon stumbled upon an abandoned campsite. Beside an extinguished fire pit he found Trumercliff's notes. They made a little sense to him presently, but he thought they might prove useful later on. One notebook was entitled My Rival Inventors and contained slanderous texts ridiculing other inventors such as Tim Russell, Christopher Wilson, and Solomon Delaire. That's me. Amid mocking comments about his mistakes, Solomon found extensive deliberations of the senselessness of his past research. Bunch of DLC I heard. There was the free DLC at least. I don't know if there's anything else. Let me take a look at that actually, because that actually interests me quite a lot. DLC, you say? Is the DLC on sale at the moment if it's costing money? Oh, expansion announced. New research, Pentino supplies Twitch. Let's see this expansion announced. We are busy working on an expansion for Renown Explorers. Still far away, we can't give many details yet. We can say that we will be focusing on content by working on 2 new new Exotic expeditions. That's the thing they need to add to the game. We also want to look into a feature that puts a lot more focus on relationships inside your crew, but not guaranteed yet. Make sure to keep an eye on our channels to be informed, blah blah blah. That sounds good as well. Since we'll be focusing our efforts on the expansion, we will stop the bi-weekly update. We'll keep supporting, so expect 1 or 2 more patches until the expansion won't be every 2 weeks. Oh, they added undo move button. That is awesome. Sounds really good. I definitely look forward to that. Yeah, the Renown Explorers, Shilin. Let me link it. This one. Let's see, let's keep the notebook. With the notebook in his pocket, he never forgot his past errors, though his madness increased. With it came scientific greatness. I'm a bit worried about this increasing madness in our guy. It is a very good game, so I can get behind this. You want more? Yeah, definitely on Hazardous. I'll definitely grab the expansion immediately when it comes out. This Indian training post was a modest hut made of raw planks. Mrs. Bradford ran the trade with the natives. Her wares included weapons, clothes, tobacco. The quality of her wares seemed high, but so were her prices. It's not long before he builds the Robo Antichrist bell. Probably. For bug testing, since Bella is the only person I've seen who broke the game so far. Sorry. Ooh, I want that. I think this is one of the best items in the game. Particularly the spirit of an old witch doctor. I want the rabbit foot, it's very good. Extra luck is always awesome to have. Especially if you put this on a guy with a golden bullet and put him in a hiding spot, he can basically do 2 free golden bullets at the start of the combat. Basically kill 2 guys. Let's see the giant clock. The world's clock. Solomon met J.M. Hobie, an engineer who had developed what he called the world's clock. The device counted the time remaining until doomsday. Solomon asked about the clock in detail, and seeing the dedication of the watchmaker, decided it was his duty as an inventor to help its construction. So we need 8 assorted parts. I should have not sold those 3. You can buy some. I'm gonna start getting those. I wanna complete this clock. We need 3 more. A nail bomb, noise bomb, and a blueprint. Let's see the asylum. The church had been refitted to function as an asylum. The old man had told him of this place. Solomon approached the asylum, guns at ready. Luck. I don't think rabbit. Don't call it luck. Yeah, we saw a white rabbit in one of the earlier chapters and we shot it in the head. And got the rabbit's foot in that one as well. Searching for information about the Plague of Madness, Solomon and the persons arrived at an old church that had been converted into a mental asylum. It didn't take long for the inmates to mutiny, however. With the staff gone, it had descended into a chaotic, loveless mess.
The church was now a makeshift asylum, but it appeared the inmates had taken over. The madmen guarding the doors all wore deputy badges that read Turner. Delir wondered where Gilmer's office had been. Probably upstairs, he grumbled. Only Delir knew how to identify the files. He would need to go there personally.
Got a low chance. Gonna do this. Gonna kill this guy. This has to be one of the saddest games I've ever played though. nice busking it. It definitely doesn't have very happy stories. Is that a nun? That's a nun with a gun. Very similar to the XCOM indeed. Yeah, I like how the overworld is like FTL, kind of like FTL, and this one is like a XCOM. It's very good combination. Yeah, that's how I would also say Buskinger. Also, Knight, I was complaining earlier in the stream that it's too much like Christian lore and demons and stuff like that. That's the main guy story. This one and the expedition one we did firstly today are much more like Lovecraftian story and lore, and it's really good. So I was a bit hasty complaining about it earlier, because it definitely gets better in these chapters. Megaloman Mad Woman. Luck system is excellent though. Yeah, I was really surprised how interesting and fun system that is. Oh shit. Tutorial to the dark side. Yeah, pretty much. Have you finished the game, Buskinger? Yup. How did you like the whole game without spoiling any of the ending? Does it hold up till the end as nice as it has been like in this middle part of the game? In the middle part I thought I was being pushed around too much. A little. Go here, shoot a bunch of people, then go there, shoot even more people. Yeah. That's definitely the part where you do the deal with the devil and go shoot everything. That's what I felt as well about that part. Late game becomes much more interesting with story and abilities. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling as well. Like the start was like, what is this game? What is this demons and shit? And then it was like pushing me to shoot all these guys in the head. And then it started feeling much more interesting at this part of the game. Just deplete her luck, whatever. That guy's luck. Because if you didn't, yes. If I didn't make a deal with the devil, I would be dead. I was kind of trying to get a ricochet shot at this guy, but then that happened. Take that, none. The demons really weirded me out. The unrealisticness, some really sudden jumps in your face after you're over that shock. It's much better story combined with the interesting abilities late game with the guard system. Yeah, definitely Bossinger. I felt a bit disappointed at first with this game because the Kickstarter really painted a picture that it's like, well, it's Wild West, XCOM, which definitely are there, and then it was like showing a lot of Lovecraftian lore, and I felt like the two first chapters didn't really have that. It was like mainly Christian religious stuff, like devils and demons and that kind of stuff, and no horrible tentacle monsters and evil ancient gods coming from the sky. Kickstarter wasn't entirely honest. Well, they did still give a pretty good impression what the game was supposed to be. Although, I think a lot of people did get kind of confused what the game was eventually going to be. And that's why they are complaining about the game. This game, Zigarius. This game. But Kickstarter has been entirely honest. Also, you have to remember that Kickstarter is like when they are in the early portion of making the game, and plans change on the course of making the game. So they were probably totally honest at that point when they were saying we want to do this shit. But then while they were doing the game, they went with a bit different stuff. Like that's their initial idea, and then they refined it as they went. You're not disappointed as long as you don't expect an XCOM 2.0. It's all fine. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I definitely thought it would be more a XCOM style of game, but I'm definitely not disappointed as well. He's honest, isn't the phrase entirely correct? Kickstarter stated the story a bit different. Yes, yeah. There's definitely been much worse Kickstarters. I don't think there is any enemies around anymore. I am so hyped for that Buskinger. Worst part of the Kickstarter is how it sets in stone things and removes a lot of try and adapt what works. Yeah, yeah. Towns game Kickstarter. Is the new Kickstarter for Towns or the old Towns? So I know all about the old one. You're not high for XCOM? Ah, sorry, God. The old Towns game, yeah. That's one very horrible example of how to not do a game.
Found documents bearing Trummercliff's insignia.
Unless you want to get the money and run, then it's fine. Move Solomon to a safe spot. You don't trust Towns? Don't talk about Towns. Ah. Yeah, it definitely left a really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I feel like this part is not very necessary, running out here if everyone is there. Secondary objectives they seem so pointless. You can just get these notes without any resistance. Yeah. Some of them are, well, most of them are pretty whatever. In maybe a couple missions they are something you need to go at least a bit out of your way to do, but other than that, yeah. Oh yeah, double fine as well is. Double fine scams. Not exactly scams, but super under delivers what they promise.